How do you make your story's ending so good and satisfying that readers not only praise your book, but also want to read more of your writing? That's exactly what we're talking about today. Be sure to stick around to learn how to turn your average ending into a memorable ending. Let's get started! Hey guys, Nour here, and welcome back to my channel! For those visiting for the first time, hello! I'm the fantasy author of the novel Divinity Falling. Be sure to subscribe for weekly writing advice videos. A lot of times, writers get really excited when they're nearing their story's ending, and so they end up rushing through the climax and resolution. I'm not saying that that's the case for every writer out there, but based on my experience, I've seen a lot of writers do this. However, even if you typically take your time writing the ending, most often than not, the first draft won't be amazing. And so, either way, the ending will need more work. And I'm here to help you make it stellar. Now, just because your story's ending isn't perfect, doesn't mean you're a bad writer. I mean, I almost always write okay endings initially, but then I go back and edit the last chapters I rushed through so they're gold. And that's why I can stand here today and share some tips that will help you make your story's ending awesome too. After all, a story's ending is just as important as its beginning. To start, have someone else read your story and let you know what they think of the ending. Ask them if they're satisfied with it or disappointed. Did the ending tie everything back together and answer any questions they may have had throughout the story? Did the ending give them closure, or are they left hanging and confused? Did the climax feel like it happened too fast? Did the protagonist win too easily? Were the stakes high enough? Also, be sure to ask if the ending is too happy ever after. For example, do characters walk away unchanged and unscratched, or are there consequences? When you're that close to your story, sometimes you don't see these flaws. So it's important to ask another reader what they think. I've done this with Divinity Falling, and that's how I was able to take it from a too perfect of an ending and make it more realistic and climactic. Once you have all your questions answered, you can pinpoint the exact issues you must work on and rewrite your ending. If the stakes aren't high enough, you can go back and add more risks, such as your protagonist needing to stop a bomb before it goes off. This is kind of a cliche stake, but you get the point. If there's a plot hole in the story that was never addressed in the ending, which is the reason it is a plot hole, then this is your chance to rethink the plot hole and figure out how to make it work into your story. This isn't easy, but it is doable. If you need, take time away from your writing desk to think about the best way to solve this problem. You can even brainstorm ideas with other writers you trust. No matter the issue, give yourself time to work on it and resolve it. Don't get lazy and hope readers won't question it, because readers will question everything. That's what negative reviews are for. It doesn't matter if you're self-publishing or traditionally publishing. Address these issues in your story's ending, and your whole story for that matter. This will save you a lot of criticism down the road. And finally, be sure your story's resolution shows us the aftermath of everything that took place. A lot of times, newbie writers write the climax, the protagonist wins, and then the story ends there. But that's not really going to make us feel that closure we need. We want to see characters thrive and be better than when the story started. So show us what their life is like afterward, but make sure you keep it brief. Only show what's necessary and what would tie everything together. For example, lovers getting together, friends making up, and so on. Even if your story isn't exactly a happy ending, show us what your characters' lives are like after and exactly what they've gone through. We still want to know. Once you do all that, make sure you read your entire story again and revise. Then have more readers read it and let you know what they think of everything, including the ending. Keep doing this until all plot holes are addressed and you're satisfied with your story. And that's how you turn your average ending into a memorable one. So that's all I have for you today. I'd love to know if you've already finished your story, how satisfied are you with its ending? Let me know in the comments. If you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe. I put out weekly writing advice videos that will take your story to the next level. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media to see what I'm up to from day to day and to chat with me. And before we go, I just want to give a quick shout out to Sarah Frayne and Alan J. Early from my shout outs here over on Patreon, as well as all my amazing patrons. Thank you all so much for your support. I really appreciate you. And remember, Nour for president!